The topic of foldables is an interesting one because technically we're still not in an era where you need one. There's really nothing a foldable can do that a regular phone can't do from a usability perspective, but then again, I think the problem is the usage of the word need. If we're honest, no one needs a flagship or a phone with multiple camera sensors or better build quality. If what defined user behavior was needs, then hey, all we have is a world full of cheap mid-rangers. You have to want a flagship to get one, and that's really where you should question if it's fair for any expensive flagship to cost 2 to 3 times more money and just be incrementally better than a cheaper phone. Wouldn't it be great if phones would do more for the price of an expensive laptop? Well, in my opinion, that's where foldables kick in, but I think a few essentials were missing for the ideal to reach the mainstream. Up until now. This is the Honor Magic VS, the company's latest and greatest foldable, and what I think is the solution to a lot of the missing pieces. I'm Jaime Rivera with Pocketnow, and let me explain why in our quick look. Okay, quick disclaimer, this is still not a full review, mainly because this is actually the Chinese variant. I have a few limitations in what I can show you today until the international variant is ready, but actually, that's the main reason why this quick look is so important. Alright, so on the topic of essentials, I think foldable tablets still have 3 things that play against them. Number 1 is form follows function, which means they're not necessarily good phones, as the idea that they have to fold means they're usually thicker, heavier, and more narrower when used closed. 2, they might be great tablets, but they run Android, making OEMs work extra to fix that. And then 3, they're more expensive than if you bought a phone and a tablet separately. For this form factor to succeed, I feel that these 3 essentials need to be addressed, and I think that this is why this Honor Magic VS is so important. Obviously, in the West, I can only compare it to the Galaxy Z Fold 4, and for context, a lot already starts tipping in favor of Honor if we're to first compare them when closed. The Magic VS is nearly 3mm thinner depending on which side you compare, since the Fold 4 isn't uniform. It's a whopping 5mm wider as well, and another 5mm taller, all while being 2 grams lighter. This means that when closed, it's more of a conventional phone. Surely you'd think the outer screens are nearly identical if you follow the numbers, but the aspect ratio is different at 21:9, allowing the Honor to have more of the surface area of a Sony Xperia. When open, this also means the Magic is 5mm taller, a crazy 11mm wider, and manages to do so being slightly thinner. Obviously, the larger the tablet, the better, so again, even if you read slight differences in screen sizes on the inside, it is a different aspect ratio. No, this is not a full comparison, so even if I know that you're going to call out the differences in brightness and refresh rate, hold that thought for a second. Trust me. Another form over function issue a lot of you complain about is the crease on the Z Fold 4. It's beyond me how Honor was able to make this hinge out of just 4 parts compared to 92 in the original Magic V, and then managed to make it dramatically thinner, and then address the crease in the process with its internal mechanism. Yes, if you feel the area, you'll notice variations in the surface, but it's still less prominent than what you've seen before. It closes in a very satisfying way, requires almost no effort to open, and can retain different positions when propped on a table. Also, yes, dual-firing speakers are here and are IMAX enhanced, though opinions come later. Now, as for the software, sadly, I can't tell you anything yet. This device is still not ready for any reviews outside of China, so that'll have to wait for my full review. What I can tell you is that it runs Honor's latest Magic OS 7, and that's about it. Now, specs do already paint a pretty picture. Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1, plenty of RAM and starting storage, the largest battery on a foldable, the fastest charging on a foldable, and all the latest Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and 5G. Now, even if you were to look into the cameras from a specs perspective, this phone does seem to carry on the Honor legacy of good sensors, at least when it comes to hardware, even if the results will have to wait. The camera on the inner screen isn't hidden, and that's actually a good thing given how those are pretty basic in results if the screen blocks them. Now, maybe what's most important is the third essential, which is the price. Obviously, retail value is different for every region, but this phone is retailing right now in China for nearly the same price of an iPhone 14 Pro Max. And that, my friends, is major. It's hard to tell if we're gonna get the same treatment, but anything close would be disruptive. Oh, and for those of you holding on that thought about refresh rates, this is why I feel the differences might be justified. So far, what I can tell you is that I'm very impressed. We've always known that it takes 2 and sometimes 3 generations for a product to mature, and it's as if Chinese manufacturers have decided to launch their initial iterations internally while they address all the kinks and bugs. I've always praised Honor for their hardware, software, and cameras, but this is my first experience with one of their foldables. Think about it, if the form was fixed to not affect the function with this phone, and then they got the software and the price right, this might just be the future of foldables, the one that disrupts the price problem that we've been dealing with. But obviously, you'll have to wait for our full review to know if the company pulled it off. Let us know if you agree with my assessment in the comments down below, and while you're at it, follow us on social media and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. You can also follow me on my personal handles to see me drool over beautiful phones like this one. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw. I'm Jaime Rivera. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.